everyone, and you are all very welcome to our coverage of the latest round of the UCI Mountain Bike World Cup Series here from Pal Arinsal, Andorra, the highest altitude venue of the season. We're about to kick things off this weekend with a bit of junior downhill racing. Sure, where else would you be? Andorra on the Iberian Peninsula, just between France to the north and Spain to the south. I'm with a man who calls this place home, Cedric. Gracias, Cedric. Great to be here.
Hello, Rick. Hello, everyone. So nice to be back in the booth with you. And we are home, like you say. It's a privilege to have a World Cup here at home. When you know the trails, you know the people, and the dust, and the speed, the track. We're going to see a big show.
Yeah, the track absolutely formidable here in Pal Arinsal, Andorra this weekend.
Look at the view.
Look at the view. It's stunning, isn't it? Cedric's actually got a big smile on his face all day as he survived 5 runs of it yesterday. We'll talk a bit about that in a second. But look where we are in the world. So the top of this track is at 2,400 vertical meters above sea level, right on the border with Spain. Exactly.
Really, it's hard to deal with it even if you live here, you know. And the hair is really dry as well. You're drinking water all day and your mouth is still dry.
Well, here's our start list. Abigail Ronca from the USA will get us going presently. Poppy Lane there after a big UCI World Championships performance in Fort William for New Zealand. Taylor Osgaard, Emma Aitan, Le Bonheur, Bouladou, Van Leuven and Roa Sanchez, your fastest qualifier yesterday, the Colombian.
They're going to have great condition, you know. We had a little rain last night, just a little bit, not like the other day.
Oh, wow,
Let's make it clear. We don't have to rebuild the track.
We had some absolutely a huge storm system blew into the venue a couple of nights ago. I thought I'd be doing this by myself. Cedric was having to shelter under some pads.
Yes.
On the track.
Yes, because I was only, you know, the safe place, and start hailing, and I find a nice mat, you know, like a protection mat from the big drop. It was quite heavy after an hour. My legs was cramping, really. I was cold, and I got rescued by 4x4.
But it was unbelievable. I was thankfully down in the town in the safe confines of a restaurant when it was going on, but you wouldn't believe how good the track is. Like, it's really made it. It's glued it together. It's a lot of the riders talking about the hero dirt conditions out there. It turned out to be quite a good thing in the end. Bit of wind up top. You can just see the flag there.
So far, it's in the back. You know, like it's all right. But you know, it could be, if it's consistent, it's all right. But if it come like, you know, like too strong when you jump, it will move you. You will land not what you want to land on the landing. You know, you have to hit the jump with a lot of speed just to fight that wind. Yeah, very, very short track here in Andorra, 1.6 kilometers in length, but absolutely Tokyo bullet train fast. One of the fastest we go through this year, really. I was under that.
Is that your mat?
Right, yeah, that's Madless. That's Cedric Madless, surviving.
Yeah, surviving. You've been doing a lot of surviving this weekend between the Weller and the course preview.
Oh, but what a dream! It was hard because after 9 years not riding a downhill bike, you know, I ride every day. I ride an enduro bike every day. But to jump on the downhill bike, brand new suspension, brand new brake. Oh, and my first run was. Rémi Thirion is like, hey, you want to do a run? I'm like, yeah, but I didn't walk the track. He's like, it's okay, just follow me. And he was already on his 3rd or 4th run. Then the speed was quite high. I think I saw my life going through my head on the 2 first corner and jumps.
That's a busy life as well. Oh. You've crammed a lot into it.
Oh, I stopped and I was shaking. My hands was shaking and I was sweating and. I didn't know what to do, but after a couple runs, I enjoyed it so much, and the speed, it's just, this sport is insane.
It is insane, isn't it? If you look at that pole just to the left-hand side of the shot there now, that's really the only place to get pedals in, isn't it, through this whole track?
Yeah, you pedal hard on a little corner, and after, you straight in the race.
Well, Abigail Ronca from the USA leaves the start hut to get us racing here in Pal Arinsal, Andorra. No, bike wanting away from her right from the first turn. This turn crucial, Cedric.
Yeah, it's not only one corner. You see, she corner, it's flat again, and she have to corner again. It's like 2 corners in one, really. And when you crank that hard, that high altitude, the heartbeat go high real quick.
I bet it does. As she's down into these big bike parky turns, you can see the holes starting to form in them. That weller has helped stick the track together, but better with big jumps here as well. Ronke safely across that first gap, out of that one, into the right-hander.
Yeah, more lines now. You see, like it's bumpy in the middle of the corner. Either you can go higher in the corner, really high, or inside like I was doing because I think it was safer for me. And after that, like a lot of drops, and you have to keep the bike connecting to the dirt as quick as possible because another drop is coming, another rock, and it's like you need to keep the momentum at the top. You don't want to lose time. And that big drop coming, it's big.
It is big, isn't it?
Whoa, and it's windy, and you have to touch down early to have a nice braking zone between, just before left under with a lot of gravel and really hard to stop the bike.
Do you get any warning about that wind? Can you feel it at all? Or because the takeoff of that drop just behind a tree as well, so it sort of blocks it a bit.
Yeah, you feel it kind of because not too many trees. You know it will be there because it's always windy at the top in Pal Arinsal. Then you have to know that, and you have to fight. The best way to fight it is just to go fast, but don't forget to squeeze the jump. If not, you will land so deep you will not make the braking.
You can see the big ruts forming there. Ronke now on her way down on that specialized demo.
Just after that section is one of the high speed and bumpy, and you just have that little ride we don't see on the camera, but if you miss that one, it will affect definitely this speed, like this connection into the rock section. This is a rock section, probably one of the hardest part of the track. Many lines, well outside, inside, or you can do a mix of two of them, like she's keeping the inside. And those two rocks, be careful because they are really sharp, easy to have a pincher.
This is where you passed me on the course preview yesterday.
I went on the outside line because I don't like that rock on the inside. It's like this one. It's another line on the outside. You carry more speed, but it's not straight.
Narrow through those two trees as well. 800mm bars on these downhill bikes for most riders.
And as you can see, it's getting darker in the woods because more trees there. Then big difference between like super bright into like really dark.
Across this off-camber section and down into the triple jump.
Yeah, now we exit the woods, the jump, and now when you enter, you see it looked like they shut down the light.
Yep, pitch dark as you enter these lower wood sections. So the bottom of this track has had a big redesign since we were here last season, and these wood sections, Cedric, really make or break.
Yeah, it's a lot. She lost the front. It's really puffy there, and it's only one line there, but because everyone is using that line, it looked like. I don't know how we call that. It's just one line and kind of a curve in inside, and it's how you're basically fighting with your handlebar. It's just one line. Everyone take that one. It's not too many options, and it's really dark. Like I say, it's easy to lose the front, like she did.
Well, Abigail Ronke just clipped the edge of that rock and flung from her bike, but she is continuing.
Two line here, winding the inside over the big drop, and you jump a little road. Really hard to get the momentum. But so hard, those new wood section, like you say, new track at the bottom, and it's so hard, and you tossed it already.
Yeah,
I mean, you're getting really tired.
Yeah, really busy track. There's a lot of big straight lines, extremely fast, but they're full of big rocks, lots of impacts coming through the bike and through the body to absorb into this new look finish section. Then big gap jump to finish. Ronke down the line with a 3:57.5 with that crash.
Yeah, she was doing good, and she's disappointed for sure.
Yeah, she deserved more than that from that run, actually.
Maybe she paid off a little bit all this cranking and it's pedaling at the start when you want maybe to save some energy. This track is short, it's intense. And it's so hard mentally to be focused all the way down, and you have to be on point. Win in the back. That's pretty good so far.
Next up then, Poppy Lane, and what a bit of form this young woman from New Zealand arrives here in. She had that superb run at the World Champs to second place, but we see her stood.
Definitely crashed just before the big
drop. Before the big drop.
Yeah, the big drop. The biggest drop that we have on track. And
that is such a shame from one of the riders who really lit up the UCI World Championships when Team New Zealand took gold, silver and bronze. But she is out.
I don't know. She did. Yeah, I don't know what happened because it's like two big berm with big holes in there. Maybe she wash out in one of those corners. They're getting really bumpy. Like I said earlier, either you get it inside of that corner in those bumps or a little bit higher up, but the margin of error is really, really tight because it's only 30 or 40 centimeters left on that berm, and you don't want to lose that front wheel in that berm, you know, like you have your front wheel getting out of the berm. Like I saw a lot of fast guys doing it, but they're so precise and I couldn't do it. Like I just didn't have the will of doing it. I was so scared.
It is definitely the message. The message this weekend from the track has been full send. Definitely, it is the only way. So Sasha Mills waits in the start hut. Young Australian who was 7th fastest in qualifying yesterday.
Really easy to make a mistake or get out of the start. You know, you're cranking so hard and you have to basically go down on 2 gears or 3. Then not easy. It looked like quite straight, but not really. And you have to pedal because you don't want to lose time. You cannot just cruise out of the gate, you know?
Well, we are under red flag conditions for the time being whilst they sort the track out. Cedric, 2.4 kilometers above sea level. For the downhillers, will they feel that altitude?
Oh, for sure. I feel it when I go.
Well, I feel it.
I feel it and I live here. Then, yes, it is. But more than this, it's so dry. Like I say, you drink all day, and you don't know where that water goes. Because, yeah, you're sweating, but you don't go really to the bathroom. And you have to keep drinking. If you don't drink, it will suck your energy out. Like, it's insane. You have to keep reminding yourself, like when you're riding every 30, you know, maybe 30 seconds, you have to drink. Always have a bottle in your hand because here, and the sun is so hard. We're high in altitude, and that's like a lot of energy, you know, and practices as well. You want to do a lot of runs because you think the track is short. You have to do the track perfectly to go quick, but with all the amount of practice and semi-finals, maybe you will run out of energy.
Yeah, certainly a tough place to have red hair. Josh Carlson and I have been struggling this week, absolutely no doubt about it. But we talked to Camille Balanche earlier in the week, and she said it's more the heat that she struggles with here than the altitude. And as you say, you're drinking water all day, and it seems to be limitless. She was talking about getting a pool set up or an ice bath of some kind in the pit to try and cool herself down, because these downhill riders, they will have a pre-run routine where they elevate their heart rates to get ready for just the savagery of these tracks. But whenever you're up a lot higher, there's 25% less oxygen and your body's already at quite a high temperature. It's not easy.
It's not easy, and not everyone. That's why a lot of people actually come earlier to get comfortable with it, and I think that's a smart way to do it.
When does that happen? I've been here a week and I still don't feel that comfortable with it.
Yeah, because we age, but when you're younger, it should be all right. But no, it definitely affects you, and the track is so good as well. It's hard to tell yourself, don't do too many runs. I see the guys yesterday, they did a lot of runs.
So we are getting news then that it was Emilia Dudek, the Polish rider, who has crashed on track whilst Poppy Lane was already into her run. So she will get a rerun, Poppy Lane. And we are looking at
that's why she wasn't dirty, and just before it didn't make sense before that big drop. It's just a nice, a little bit bumpy corner like a berm, but nothing major for her to have a crash or maybe a washout.
So we will see Poppy Lane in action later on the broadcast. The track will open again. We're here in 1 minute's time. Sasha Mills will get us back underway, and we are back racing here in Pal Arinsal, Andorra. And yeah, the top section here, these first flat turns just so broken up, so nibbly. Swings left Mills now into the right-hander.
Big braking bumps, huh? They've been all week, and it's getting deeper and deeper in this braking zone.
That flat left-hander, actually a great place to watch these modern downhill bikes work.
And you see the suspension working, the tires flexing. Look at the wind, you see the flag there?
Yeah.
Still not too bad. Big jump. This is a big jump, and you need to touch early to have a nice braking zone and relax before that big bend.
Mills looking super good through this top section, just squared off that right-hander nicely. You arrive into these rocks super fast.
That's the best line she's taking, like a 2-liter drop, and you need to keep the inside to roll. It's a better setup for the other corner.
So it looked good to start with, and the clock says it's good too.
Yeah, when it's green, you're good.
0.05 of a second quicker, Sasha Mills. Mills than the current hot seat time of Abigail Ronke. Ronke did have that crash lower down in the track, so looking good so far for Mills.
You see, on the drop, she didn't have to pedal. She carries speed, really good, really early touchdown on the landing. That's what you want to do today. Try to get maybe a lower position to fight the wind, especially you see, the trees are moving. It means like it's windy up there. This section is so fast.
Yeah, you can see it's getting buffeted about, the trees getting buffeted about by the wind.
And we see that big rat was a little bit in the shadow there. That's what you want to hit full
there
speed.
It is.
There we go, right
It's really
there.
dug in that, hasn't it?
And you have to go full in commitment.
We always talk about it, but the track evolution, such a massive part of downhill. I walked this track on, I think it was Tuesday actually, and you couldn't see anything, obviously completely freshly graded. You couldn't see any ruts, but there she is, 8/10 to the good now, Sasha Mills.
She's doing good. She's making a little bit rounder, not too much in inside, just to slower the speed, because this way in the inside here, that's a good line. Many options, but you want to set up that rock garden nicely. This corner is really hard because a lot of rocks and it's flat. And you enter into a super, like, big off camber, 2 lines there. She touched the tree a bit.
Yeah, just had to bend the bars through that narrow gap between the trees. 47 kilometers an hour through the speed trap. Cedric reckons that will be up to around 60 by the end of the day.
55 will be okay.
55 will be okay. As Sasha Mills turns down then off this piste section, she'll go right over the triple.
Yeah. Didn't have the right gearing there. You can see she was spinning too much, but that corner is actually really hard because you get out from a big off camber. You have to set up nicely and use the most speed as you can from this bend, from this big berm.
Mills then. This is where Ronke crashed.
Lost the front there. You see it's puffy, 1 line really.
Looks really hard to see in there as well, especially off that big bright piste. Really dusty. Doesn't look like the water's got through those trees too much, but she's 14.6 seconds up now, so she's past the point of Ronke's impact, and she is making good progress here, Sasha Mills.
Did a really good wood section there. Like, it's a lot of time to get in those wood section if you have the right line and you don't touch the brakes so much. You have to fight a lot of off cambers because they're off cambers in all those trees. Carrying a lot of speed. That's what you want there. A couple cranks there before the finish.
Yeah, before she heads into this big left-hander before the gap out of it, down to the line. Nicely done by Sasha Mills into the hot seat.
Nice.
17.9 seconds quicker with a 3 minutes 39.6 seconds, so should be happy with that one.
You see that last corner, it's a big hole in there. Everyone is avoiding it because it's a sharp corner.
Wind really picking up now at the top as Taylor Osgard leaves the Star Hut for Transition Factory Racing from the USA.
Putting a big gear out of the gate. That's what you have to do here.
You can visibly see how much quicker she was in that first left-hander,
And she's working that left-hander really good, you know. She get the grip, she set up the bike, pump it, get the end of the corner. She's really far on the second split time.
Yeah, maybe she's been down 28.5 seconds. Back now for the woman in 9th in the overall at the minute. 47.6 kilometers an hour through the speed trap. Super fast. This track in Pal Arinsal, Andorra. She heads out onto the piste.
That's a corner I was telling you. This one really hard.
It's kind of make or break for this jump then across back into the woods, isn't it?
Yes. And this is basically going to give you all the speed into, you know, what it's coming after.
Yep, Taylor Osgard. Looks like she's been down.
Yeah, she's been down.
29.9 seconds,
right.
so she's not making any inroads into that time.
Really high here.
Yeah, you can see down the right-hand side there, signs of an impact of some kind.
She definitely lost the grip somewhere in washout.
And all this rock coming through, it's funny around here, isn't it? It's a very puffy sort of light dust when it's dry, but underneath it, lots and lots of rock.
A lot of rock, especially at this section of the track. The top, it's more dust, but here at the bottom, a lot of rocks. That's a new part of the trail. It's kind of brand new. Then it's a lot of rocks, and those rocks are moving all the time. That's why you can come, you know, do one practice run, come back, and it changed.
Yep. So that is Osgard down over the line in 30.2 seconds back on Sasha Mills. Mills, the only rider so far in this junior women's race to have completed a clean run. Just for a bit of context on that time.
Well, it means on the track it's fast and it's hard already.
Osgard looks like she's okay though, just disappointed. back up to the top. Emma Aitan then, from Switzerland, leaves the start hut.
Look how hard they're pushing, straight out of the gate.
Aitan 8th in the overall at the minute.
See the braking zone, and we see the bike going left and right, and that run is not that big, you know, you don't want to miss it. And it's right after the gate, and you've already been sprinting. Oh, -4.
Aitan 4 seconds quicker now for Aitan. So, for the Swiss rider, who was 11th in Fort William, 5.8 seconds quicker at split 4. This looks good for the Swiss woman.
The speed trap was quite low, 37.
Yeah.
And she's 5.8, fastest.
So she's obviously hooking it up well. Aitan in the lower half of this track in Switzerland. Sorry, in Andorra. Heads down now. Aitan then cracks on the Swiss woman.
Looking good. She starts attacking the track nicely.
On the Mondraker, looks like it's hooking up well.
Oh, it was a big case there.
Ronke, 17.9 seconds back off Mills, but what's this going to be from Aitan? Aitan goes into the hot seat with a free 34.6 by 5 seconds. Faster than Sasha Mills.
Really good, really high handlebar, have you seen?
Yeah. Yeah, lots of people just playing with setups here in Andorra this weekend. Just mainly because of the high speeds, the high impacts, the big compressions.
Yeah, big compression, big holes, like the track is getting rougher.
So this is Poppy Lane then, getting her rerun, the Kiwi.
That's a line I was telling you. This is really hard. That corner is really hard to carry speed.
She got the silver medal at the UCI Junior World Champs in Fort William a couple of weeks ago. She's 2.2 back at the second split.
Well, how hard it is, you know, to go back up when you're already at the step down, you know, like physically it's not easy, and mentally.
Cedric, the junior women, New Zealand, first, second and third in Fort William. The mood in that camp's really high at the minute, as Poppy Lane goes 2.4 back. Is it tough reruns? Can you have to reset your rhythm a wee bit?
Yeah, because maybe you're on the good one and you don't really want to go back, and I mean, you spend some energy, you're on the race run, you know. Then you have to go back up, drink water, and just reset, and it's really hard, especially on the track like that. You have to attack even harder. 46.8 kilometers on the speed trap.
Bike just drifting on the way into those woods. I'd say we're going to see some people roll the dice on the entry into that section.
Well, you have to there. Like all those wood sections, so much time can be made. Oh, opposite loop.
2.7 back then for Lane, so she's lost a little bit more time just surfing on that back wheel, trying to find a little bit of grip under braking.
Left line, that's the line I was doing. It's not the jump, it's a little bit smoother, more terrain. Like, I mean, you go a little bit, oh, something happened there.
Yeah, something just doesn't look right for Poppy Lane just through that little section. I wonder if she's...
Yeah, she had no speed. She definitely had a mistake on the corner just before we saw on the camera.
You can see the debris just flying off the back wheel, 46.8 kilometers.
Oh, something happened, she's looking down.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the rear flat or... Let's see, Poppy Lane crosses the line, still makes that final gap, dips her ahead. Well, not the afternoon she will have been hoping for, but definitely one to learn from with that rerun. Back up to the top now.
European champion.
The European champion Le Bonheur leaves the start hut. The French woman, you see getting busy up there, riders warming up ahead of this afternoon's junior races. Well, she was 3/10 of a second into the green at the first split, but she's back by 3.4 seconds at the second, so Bonheur's got work to do here. Bike skipping around underneath her.
Yeah, now it's time to release the brakes for her if you want to catch that time.
49 kilometers an hour through the speed trap now for Bonheur.
Oh, she is cranking hard, but she have work to do on that wood section. She have a couple wood sections she have to go through to try to get some time. She's pedaling hard though.
She is. She's going to do her best to make it in these woods to make the time back up. 3.7 back for Bonheur. In the lower half of this track in Pal Arinsal, Andorra.
Hard gearing there. Try to bring back the bike to the speed she wants.
Yeah, you can just see there's a big hole there just as they turn down left.
And it's a big off camber too, and you're fighting and you have to go left. 4.6 now, she's losing more time.
Yeah, it's going backwards for Bonheur here. She's still working at it though on that Scott Gambler, the European champion.
That's my line, outside line.
Is that your line?
Yep.
The Cedric approved, the CG approved line.
I liked it because it was smoother. And I needed that this time.
Bonora then, European champion, heading towards the bottom. You don't win that jersey without knowing how to put up a fight in the lower half of a track.
Yeah, she released the brake there, and it's steep.
Heads down in for the left-hander, over the gap, just hung on the inside of that turn, waiting to turn in. Cross the line, 5.5 back on Emma Eitan. Eitan's time looking good here, Cedric.
Yes, looking good, because she was actually going fast down there.
Here we have then the overall points leader, Lisa Bouladou, leaves the start hut.
There's a leader jersey from France.
The leader's jersey on the #1 bike, a Commensal, the bike company, eponymous bike company of Max Commensal, based right at the bottom of the old downhill track here in Andorra.
And she's 2.7 back.
2.7 back for Bouladou, but if one of these riders can make time at the bottom of the track, you get the feeling they might be late. Lisa.
But it's still 2.7.
And she's the first person into the 50 kilometre in our speed club.
Oh, that's fast. That's definitely almost 60.
That's fast off-road on a bicycle down the side of a mountain, isn't it?
It's fast. Let me tell you, you take those fingers off the levers, you just put all the fingers you have around the grip.
Bouladou then tucks as she heads towards the wood section. The lights go out, tinted lens on won't help either.
Oh, that was fast.
That was fast through there.
Stall a little bit at the end of it.
Now we watch for this hole here as she turns down right.
Nice one.
0.7 of a second back now. She's found 2 seconds in the middle part of this track. Bouladou.
Oh,
she wants to keep that jersey and she wants to do it here in Andorra. 0.6 of a second back. She's found another 10th now.
It's durable. It's durable. She's probably going to do it. She has to give everything she has now.
Bouladou, right as the track gets at its loosest and most unpredictable, is having to focus here in Andorra. Right in that Commensal.
Careful in that wood section. That's where it's a lot of rocks flying around. Kind of a single line. You see the front just moving around.
Yeah, she won in Leogang in the earlier part of the season. Is she going to grab another win here today? Bouladou heads down the line. Lisa Bouladou stops the clock. 0.3 of a second faster than Emma Eitan.
Insane. She was 2.7 back and she made it happen.
What a superb run from the Frenchwoman. Cedric, she's growing in stature as this season goes on, but we go back to the top for a fresh set of UCI rainbow stripes belonging to Iris van Leuven from New Zealand. What can the Kiwi Charger do here today?
Oh, she's cranking so hard outside of the gate.
This is looking good. She's 7 seconds up. Iris van Leuven 7 seconds up at the second split here in Andorra.
Oh, she's on fire. She's just not touching the brakes.
I walked the track yesterday during qualifying and all the crowd were shouting, "Come on, Valley," as she came down the track, because that's who she looked like. 8.7 seconds faster now.
Kind of similar riding too, like just aggressive, fast, smaller body, but full of energy. Oh, here, little mistake just before the jump, but she's going so fast.
She won those UCI World Champion stripes by 5.2 seconds from her compatriot Poppy Lane. What can she do here today? Iris van Leuven is setting about the track here in Andorra.
Oh, she's quick. She is flying. 8.7 now.
Just drags the back brake into 8.7 seconds quicker. Van Leuven's 10.4 now.
Wow.
Every split she's finding time, keeping the bike moving beautifully through that off-camber section.
Oh, she's on the limit, and it's beautiful to see.
Well, we said Bouladou was growing in stature with every race this season. This woman, Iris van Leuven, is just getting faster and faster in 2023.
Oh. And what such a good bike control as well. And she's cranking hard.
Let's see what she can check out with then as she crosses the final gap. Throws a whip. Iris van Leuven crosses the line. 13.2 seconds faster than Lisa Bouladou. 3 minutes 21 seconds for Iris.
Oh, and she's exhausted, but what a run!
What a run, and what a way to back up a set of UCI rainbow stripes.
She didn't felt the pressure on that jersey.
She didn't at all. Let's go back to the top for Valentina Roa Sanchez in the last to leave the start hut, the fastest qualifier from yesterday.
Wow, really aggressive out of the gate.
Super aggressive out of the gate. Roa Sanchez, easily the most aggressive we've seen. Look at her through this rock section. She's 2.9 seconds back from Van Leuven, though.
That's for me the fastest line all the way. Super in the inside, really, really close to the fence.
She's got a tall order if she wants to bring that time of Van Leuven's back into context here. Let's see what the third split will say.
2.9 on the split 2. It's going to be hard to get that time
48
back.
kilometers an hour through the speed trap, excuse me. So Van Leuven was 2 km quicker. 3.1 now back. It's moving away from Roa Sanchez, the Colombian.
And it's still a fast pace, but it's not fast enough right now.
I'm still blown away by that run of Aries Van Leuven, but
I think it was almost perfect.
it looked borderline perfect to me where I was sitting.
I would like to ride that speed.
So Valentina Roa Sanchez, she's second in the overall at the minute, ahead of Van Leuven. So this result could switch that around.
Yeah, points.
3.128 back. What's the next split going to say? 4.1, so she's lost another second.
She looked good composed here, a little mistake, but it's not as fast. Or like looking for clips there. You see, she tried to sit down to look for the clip on the pedal.
Yep, foot just becoming unclipped off the pedal, and Roa Sanchez having to do a spot of crisis management. What's the fifth split going to say?
Nice upper line there to carry speed. You see that big impact here. Really hard because you lose the grip, especially when you're in the corner in the off-camber.
Here we go, Roa Sanchez then heads down the line. Who is going to win this bike race? It is Aries Van Leuven, takes the win by 5.3 seconds from Roa Sanchez. The Colombian threw everything at it, but it wasn't enough to beat the Kiwi today. Aries Van Leuven takes another win in 2023 to back up those UCI.
And one in the back for Max.
And look who's at the bottom of the track, Max Comensal. Congratulates yet another Comensal rider.
What a ride.
Crossing the line in first place. What a run from Van Leuven. I can't wait to see the replay of that. She just grew and grew into it as it went on. She won in Lenzerheide at the start of the year. Second place in Val di Sole Trentino. But an absolutely superb performance. There's confirmation then. Aries Van Leuven takes the win. Ahead of Valentina Roa Sanchez. Lisa Bouladou's third. Emma Aiten's fourth. And Sasha Mills rounds out the podium in fifth. Dennis Bonor, Leon, Ronka, Osgard and Amelia Dudet did not finish after that crash.
What a big show right away. I'm exhausted.
That run from Van Leuven though just shows how comfortable you have to be with the bike moving around underneath you here in Andorra.
I think she can sell pads brand new.
Here we go.
Look at the replay.
Cedric, talk us through what we're seeing here.
That's an inside line. You have to keep, okay, it looked rough, but at the end of the day, it's a lot shorter. You have to pick up on those two corners. That's the two rocks so are dangerous at the end of the rock section. That's what that line is tricky.
Aries, congratulations. What an aggressive ride and what a way to back up your World Championship win. You must be really thrilled with how that went.
Yeah, basically the whole run was like really aggressive riding, which was different to yesterday, which was like awesome. I almost died a few times, but I didn't, so I managed to keep it on, so holy, yeah.
I mean, the conditions that you had to contend with out there, not only is it really hot, but you're also dealing with the altitude. How did you prepare?
Yeah, well, kind of just this week I've been doing a bit of enduro riding for the endurance, because like this track, there's not too much pedaling, but it's super physical, and I mean, I live by the sea, so it's not very high.
Time to celebrate now then.
Yeah, totally.
Huge congratulations, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Well, you saw, she said there, she nearly died a couple of times during that rock garden.
Yeah, well, that's what it takes today to win. You have to play with the red zone.
There we are then. Bouladou still leads the overall. Roa Sanchez, Van Leuven,
15 points.
Just 20. It's getting tight at the top between those top three. Amy Kenyon not racing this weekend's in 4th. Ronka 11th. Mills 12th. Dudek 13th. Yeah, all to play for between those top three as we come towards the business end of this 2023 season. That's about to go wrong.
Yeah,
Pay that for free.
A new tandem.
Yep.
Someone is going to get out of the door.
Right then. Let's get our build up to the junior men's race underway then. One of the most hectic, unpredictable races of the weekend here at the UCI Mountain Bike World Series. Junior men's downhill is imminent. Get yourself to a safe place, as Greg Williamson shouted at me just before junior practice yesterday. The young guns have been pushing hard in Pal Arinsal, Andorra.
Oh, they're so fast. The level of those juniors, like women's and men's, it's just incredible. And when you're on the side of the track, it's just amazing.
Yeah, fastest qualifier yesterday from the States was Ryan Pinkerton. Jack McLeod will get us underway. Just had a Dane Jewett, Don Platt, Vincent Juvenal. There we have then Rudy Eichhorn from the UK. Hugo Marini. And then it's Pinkerton from Kuhn, Metcalf, Viardot and Hauser are your 5 fastest qualifiers yesterday. And we are racing here in Pal Arinsal, Andorra, for the junior men's downhill race, the 4th round of the UCI Mountain Bike World Cup Series. Jack McLeod of Outlaw United gets us underway. Really,
it's fast already.
really
hard.
forcing questions out of those first few corners. Cedric
I could have been wrong.
Cedric, you wrote the course preview for us earlier in the week. Talk us down this track. What are we looking at here?
I mean, you just try to keep, your hands around the handlebar, try to, benefit from all this free speed, but it's so fast. And here in that corner with those 2 double jump down there, you're already getting exhausted, and you have to attack hard just before that big step down is going to come soon. But the speed is incredible.
It's really, really high in this top section. These big turns, and you can see
way inside there in that corner.
Yeah, and then just sort of scrubbed off that gap really, really nicely, McLeod. So the Canadian really attacking it. Yeah, big. It's wrong to say bike parky, because often bike parks are built for flow and sort of mellow ride. In this place, built for outright speed, isn't it?
Yeah, and this run is not a mirror ride.
No.
It looked like nicely, like on the camera, but when you're on the bike and you have to deal with, the wind in your helmet, it's just scary. And that run there, you're entering so fast. Like really high position for the Canadian, like standing up really high.
It's working for him though.
Yeah.
You see that super fast straightaway, that shoot down into there. It doesn't quite look it on camera, but in real life, it's like falling off the top of a block of flats and then into this rock section. There's sort of 2 parts to this. Heads over to the rider's left.
This line for me is the best and the quicker, but not that easy at the end of it, like 2 big rocks waiting for you. Inside line here with that big rock, and that was good. I saw it yesterday doing those lines, and not easy to take because those trees are really near.
Yeah, we saw Sasha Mills in the junior women's race do her best to avoid those trees.
You see the off-camber with the speed he was exceeding, he was already drifting.
Yeah, then this triple jump past the beer tent and then across the piste.
And someone shut down the light here when you enter in that wood section, and you have to carry so much speed because you get out again and enter another wood section.
I have to say, this is looking really positive from McLeod here. He's really attacking this.
Yeah, he's looking good.
His junior men's downhill, that's kind of what we expect.
It's like elite.
These guys only have 1 speed. Even the elites head up to watch them practice because all the team managers are there, all the pros are there, they want to impress.
That's the line I was telling you, the inside line. You go over that rock and double the road. Really hard to do because you need to have a perfect momentum.
It's super rough, super choppy this place, but there is little stuff you can link up in there, but McLeod
257, 258.
Heads down, McLeod then crosses the line with a 3:02 to get us underway. Fast time, that should work for a while yet for McLeod.
He looked good on the bike, really composed, taking chance when he had to.
Was it like watching yourself down there the other day?
Yeah, no. I think I was all over the place. He was composed, I was not.
Dane Jewett then from Canada. What a season the Jewett brothers are having. Pivot Factory Racing pilot leaves the start hut.
He's fast.
He's well up. 4.2, just as I start to say, split free. 4 comes up. Jewett throw the kitchen sink at this one. 59.4 kilometers an hour through the
I thought you
trap.
will hit 60 soon.
Cedric said we'll hit 60 sometime, and second rider in, we're nearly there. Dane Jewett then on that older pivot bike, not a prototype bike, but he's making it work for him.
He's looking so good. He's aggressive, and it's paying off right now.
Down in the left-hander, over the gap. Dane Jewett crosses the line and into the hot seat by 4.3 seconds, 2:57.9. We're inside the 3-minute mark here in the junior men's downhill race from Pal Arinsal, Andorra, and they keep coming. Dom Platt for Continental Atherton leaves the start hut.
Big success for the Continental Atherton lately.
The wind really in the sails of Continental Atherton, and it is for Dom Platt here as well. 0.4 seconds quicker for the young man from the UK.
In green, 56.9 kilometers.
They took the gold and silver medals at the UCI World Championships in Fort William, the team from the UK, on their own brand of bike, and Dom Platt is doing his best here. 0.5 seconds now to give them another crack and another top step here in the junior men's race in Andorra.
Still the same line for all those guys so far. Oh!
56.9
almost
kilometers
went
an
down
hour.
there.
Almost went down. Don Platt managed to get her gallered up and back in one pile. He hits that left-hander over the gap. Platt heads to the line. Platt stops the car into the hot seat. 2:57.6. 0.2 of a second. He nods his head. That must have felt
And it's
scary
deep
at
there.
times. Vincent Juvenal then for Scott Downhill Factory. Leaves the start hut. The Frenchman. What can he do? As he enters these woods, he's 1.9 seconds down at the third split, 57 kilometers an hour through that speed trap. Cedric, we're seeing that speed trap really give us a good indication. Sometimes they can be a bit misleading in downhill, but if they're fast through that, then the fourth split tends to be good.
Yeah, because this part is key on that track. It will determine all the speed for after in those rock sections. Oh! He went shorter ends, big time, taking the chance.
Vincent Juvenal going for a bar drag in that left-hander, but managed to stay upright. 3.2 seconds back at the fourth split then, so it's moving away from Juvenal here. Yeah. He's obviously come a cropper somewhere, lost a bit of time.
Yeah, he's starting to survive, you can see.
And these big ruts that are forming, Cedric, so easy to just hook an edge and just get spat off the bike that we saw Abigail Ronke do in the junior women's race.
Exactly, because it's kind of a one single line and you want to keep it, you fight it with your handlebar, and there's so many rocks rolling that it's really hard to tell yourself, release the brake, and it's where you have to do it.
Guillermo Fabregat then for Spain, leaves the start hut. Spanish rider, may have spent some time here. He's down by 0.5 of a second, nearly 0.6 down for the Spaniard.
Yeah, not too bad though.
There's such a fine line in downhill in these conditions, isn't there, between fighting the bike, 2 seconds back now.
Yeah, 2 seconds, and it's 59 on the speed trap.
Such a fine line between fighting the bike and making forward progress.
Exactly. Here, basically, that's my theory here. It's either you under speed and it's dangerous, you over speed, you don't make the corner, then you have to, you have to find that good speed. It's so hard, really hard, and you cannot just cruise down. It's full on.
Well, Fabregat down the line then, 2 seconds slower than Don Platt. Don Platt's time for Continental Afridon. Looking good, 2:57 so far.
Oh, he hit definitely a tree. He was looking for his hand.
Looks like he's whacked a tree somewhere. Luca Furlow then, muck off young guns rider. Leaves the start hut. Let's see what the young Brit could do. That certainly looked fast. And he enters the woods. He's up by half a second. Goes super high there.
Oh, nice line. New line there.
Inside as well.
Yeah, way high in the beginning. Cut it in the inside.
That's the first 1.8 back now.
Yeah. Whoa, that corner is getting really, really bumpy.
Furlow, all action here in Pal Arinsal, Andorra. British riders well used to riding in tight woods, but certainly none as dry as this that often.
Oh, nice! New line there, too!
Really creative run this from Furlow. He's finding lines that no one else has done so far yet. Heads down to the left-hander. Has he managed to make up time in that fourth sector? What's it going to be, Furlow? Oh, 0.3 of a second back on the time of Don Platt, but a superb run.
It was good and really creative. 2 new lines we saw, and you see that last corner, it destroyed the corner, like dust flying around. It's so aggressive already.
Alfie Hemming then for Impact Racing leaves the start hut. Another young UK rider off the front of the bike trying to get the rear wheel to translate that speed to the ground. What's the time going to be into the woods? It's back. It's 3 seconds back for Hemming. Yeah, 59.5 kilometers an hour through the speed trap.
Speed was good, lost a lot of time at the top.
Yeah, 4.9 back now. Yeah, it's nearly 2 seconds hemorrhaged by Hemming.
But this is sometimes just not finding the flow on the line you're hitting, and just being conservative and keeping the brakes in, and you have to do some of those death grips sometime on that track,
Could you feel the old magic coming back on those course previews, Cedric? Did you get the want to race again? Did it make you want to race?
I wanted to until I show up to the start and I start to get scared, but the adrenaline was there.
4.4 back for Alfie Hemming. Yeah, you said it got real whenever the guy in the start hut started giving you the count for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It wasn't helpful. Leo Abea then leaves the start hut. Abea third at the UCI World Champs in Fort William. A man who could win here today.
Yeah, he's fast.
Let's see what it says. He's 0.3 of a second into the green now as he enters the woods on that Commensal bike.
Yeah, looking smooth.
Abea riding for Commensal Les Or on the number 4 machine.
You want to do good at home here.
Looking really confident here.
Yeah, he's solid, look good. Oh, nice. They didn't case the double over the road.
Yeah, it's tricky, that double actually.
Yeah, really hard because it's
for
a big rock before. It's so hard to get the bike set up again and jump and pull.
Abella then heads into the off camber, hooks up this left-hander, drifts to the inside of that big rock, crosses the line. Leo Abella goes 1.3 seconds faster than Don Platt. So what that tells us is that there is time at the bottom of this track.
It is room, and it looked good. It definitely looked good, but it is room to improve.
Here we go, Mike Leon Hooter then, the Swiss man on that Gamex factory racing machine. Big long bike that sucks up absolutely everything. Should go well here, but he's 1.1 down now at the third split, 59 kilometers an hour. Hooter cracks on here in Pal Arinsal, Andorra.
Oh, you see some Ballerman really low, eh? You see the front really low, like handlebar really low. Different setup.
0.2 of a second back, low off between 3 and 4.
Oh, that was nicely done over the road, the little road, the jump. Like really technical. Way inside here, didn't take that big round. Oh, that was quick.
I lost an hour of my life to the Gamex website recently. That bike is super, super interesting. As he comes around this left-hander, takes flight, just clips that exit pole. Abella then third. Still sits in the hot seat. He's 1.3 seconds as Mike Leon Hooter. There is currently the biggest smile in Andorra.
Yeah. Probably the smile on Max's face too.
Abella won in Leogang earlier in the year. Could be on for another one today. Rogier, another Frenchman, takes the track.
It's a lot of them.
Well, it was a good first split, 0.2 of a second to the good, but he's lost 2.2 seconds. Super high entry into those woods again.
Yeah. 3 on the split time number 3. That's where he lost most of the time, and even more now. Split 4. Oh, he started fighting. Was really low there. Oh, and clipping.
I mean, it was nice looking, but it wasn't that fast for Rogier just as he slid the bike through there, unclipped the inside pedal.
Yeah, hard to clip just before that big rock coming before jumping over the road.
Just in case he had to deploy the land anchor, but he heads out onto this off camber into the left-hander.
Oh, nicely done.
Big that rut is actually nice. So 3.9 seconds back off that time of Abella for Rogier.
7th place, 3.9 back.
Yeah, fine line of aggression, safety, and just going for it here today.
So hard to keep the momentum too, and today it's race day, you have to give it all, you know?
Castellanos Liberal then leaves the Star Hop. 15th in quali yesterday.
You're doing good in Spanish.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Welcome.
Did a year of it at school. 1.1 second back though in third.
57.8 kilometers on the street.
2 seconds back though, so it's not undoable here.
No, it's not over yet, but now he needs to move.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's on the limit.
He's definitely pushing here. Castellanos Liberal.
Inside there, good line. Try to keep it short. Oh, he's cranking hard.
Yeah, got a pedal stroke in there before this big rot. Woofed. Into
5th, 1.6
place, 1.6 seconds back, but yeah.
Oh, they lost some pressure. Maybe one of the corner. Probably going so hard. Probably the last corner. He hit that corner so hard.
That's an important pro skill set as well. If you've lost a little bit of air in the back tire, jump off it, give it a squeeze in front of the camera. Yeah, let everyone know. Why not? Don Platt there, 2nd place at the minute, behind Leo Abella. And Mike Leon Hooter in 3rd. Still stretching his hands out after that run. It gives you an idea of just how tough it is to hang on down here. Wind picking up at the top still in Pal Arinsal, Andorra. Rudy Eichhorn leaves the Star Hawk for Canyon Collective, FMD.
But at least the wind is consistent so far.
Yeah.
Look at slow-mo.
Just might see him jump off the bike here. Yeah, big impact down at the bottom of that rock garden.
Oh, that's what I was telling you, those 2 corners there, it's hard. You know, you have to hit the brakes to lower your speed there.
Well, Rafael Pelletier, another Canyon, this time Canyon Collective Pirelli rider, leaves the start-up. We are missing the freshly crowned UCI world champ, Henry Kiefer, with a broken wrist, suffered earlier in the week, but 0.7 of a second down for Pelletier.
Yeah, it's pretty much in touch, 56.9 speed on the speed drop, lower speed, but he's moving the right direction. That's where you need to attack the track. I think they've been working so hard with the team to find the perfect line. Strong team.
Really strong team. It's working out well. There's a good atmosphere in that
he's gonna
Canyon
get a
Collective Pirelli pit. He's found a bit of time as well between 3 and 4. Pelletier then.
Whoa, on the limit there, losing the front a little bit to try to get that upper line.
Did well to get the bike straightened up after that right-hander though, as he heads down into this big rut. Over the gap then, Pelletier crosses the line into second place, just 0.6 seconds back, slaps the bars. He's, I guess, both happy and upset with that. It was close, but not good enough.
Still full of energy.
Yeah. Another rider with big high handlebars. John Mosel then for Forbidden Synthesis team.
From Canada.
Forbidden, one of the youngest bike brands out there in mountain biking, but making their name felt in international racing. Mosel then, he's 0.8 down, so he is in touch.
When you're around, he's in touch. When you're around 1 second, but 1.7 now, it's going to be harder now.
He's lost 9/10 somewhere, but
low speed as well.
Yeah,
speed trap.
Lower in the speed trap, gets that high pivot bike turned. Heads down towards this super choppy lower wood section. New for this year, there used to be a big bridge.
Oh, you see the way they're fighting. You see the front wheel looking for grip because all those rocks are rolling.
That's the thing, you can lose the back, but you don't want to lose the front. John Mosel then crosses the line, 2.7 seconds back into 8th position for the Canadian.
That last wood section is so hard because it's kind of a single line and it's so difficult to control the bike.
Well, Milan Falquet then, French national champion, a rider that many people are tipping to have a good run here in Andorra this weekend. What the time's going to say for him? He's 1/10 of a second to the good here.
Oh, he's quick, looking good for the French guy.
Yeah, he's in the green safely. 6/10 now, so he's found half a second between 3 and 4.
Doing the job what he have to do for Falquet from France.
On that Santa Cruz V10 run, the Olin suspension.
53.8 kilometer on the speed trap.
Looks like he's balancing the effort well here, Cedric.
Oh, that was clean there.
Yeah.
The inside line is definitely the perfect line so far.
Well, are we going to have a new leader here in Pal Arinsal? Andorra squares that corner off, whips over the gap. Falquet down the line. Falquet goes fastest by 0.6 seconds.
Have you seen the inside line?
Well, he will make it a French 1, 2, 3 here in Andorra.
Oh, he went in super inside on the last corner. Didn't want to take those big turbulence in all those big holes. It was way inside. What a line.
Is that big rut at the bottom of that left-hander? You want to stay out of that, eh?
Yeah, I think so. But it's a sharp corner as well. The ratio is really sharp.
Well, here's how they line up then so far in the junior men's downhill. Falquet, Abea, Pelletier, France 1, 2, 3 ahead of Don Platt, Mike Leon Hooter, Dane Jewett, Castellanos Liberal, Furlow, Mosel. Alfie Hemming in 13th.
A lot of French flag at the top.
Yeah. Yep. It's going well for the French here in Pal Arinsal, Andorra. They must be inspired by your course preview, Cedric. That's what it is.
They're probably laughing.
To get a bit of national pride back.
Well, did Cedric have 2 flat tires on that run?
There we are then. Falquet in the hot seat. He's done exactly what I would have done and got straight into the hot seat. None of this talking to the coach and the team and stuff. Get yourself in there in front of the camera.
We talk later.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's my time.
Abea looking a bit disappointed.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, he always wanted to grab that top spot, and it's normal. And at a young age like this, you want to be the king. Look at the slow-mo. Look at the work of the suspension, tire, body language. Insane. You just have to work so hard in this rock garden at the inside line, just like mastering it. And even took the inside there. They didn't even go around.
It's
just like straight in.
There you are, squaring off that right-hander as well, and makes the gap down up through the bike across the line. Was heading for the advertising boarding for a second there.
And I love this. The instinct, like, yes, I've done it.
Right, let's take a look at the final 10 riders to come here then. UCI Mountain Bike World Cup from Pal Arinsal, Andorra. Next up, Luca Lagno then. Wayman, Marini, Griffith, Pontefian, Hauser, Viardot, Metcalf, Kuhn and Pinkerton. Canada and the USA set to do battle here, Cedric.
Yeah, I mean, in practice he look amazing. I know with this trainer, I'm sure he want to make him proud. And he want to, I mean, he showed it many times. He could have that, you know?
Yeah, Ryan Pinkerton, he's had a few crashes in race runs this season, but looking to put one together.
As well, Lagno, the son of His dad was racing with me in old days.
Yeah.
Looking good as well.
Yeah, there's a few, isn't there? There's a few sons of fast riders coming through the ranks. So yeah, humidity 44% here, 24 degrees Celsius. It does feel like more though, given the height. Top of this track in Pal Arinsal, Andorra, 2,400 meters above sea level. It's been extremely hot during the day this last week, and then the last 2 or 3 nights we've had big storms roll through for an hour or so. Cedric was caught in one, had to take shelter.
Well, I mean, 1 month without rain, you know, like it had to come. But I just don't understand why you always come in the wrong moment, you know, when we have a World Cup or something. You could wait 1 more week.
Well, that's what you get for sending me all those videos of you out on the road bike in the sun whenever I was schlepping about on the mountain bike in the rain. But choppers on hand here. Hopefully we won't need them in the next hour or so.
What is impressive about all these juniors, like the speed they're carrying and the time they're having at the end of the day compared to the elite, it's just incredible. We saw that before with Jackson.
Yeah, I talked to Steve Pete earlier in the week for an interview we got coming up on the elite show, and we're talking about the gap between the juniors and the elites, and he said it's the junior racing now, it's just so professional. They are on better setups earlier, they race a lot more, there's a lot more time and attention spent in the gym, and that gap between junior and elite really, especially with riders like we've seen, obviously Jackson, Goldstone, coming through and establishing themselves right away at the front of the elite race. These juniors, they've all got big futures in front of them. As Luke Wayman then, for the Alliance from New Zealand, gloveless as you'd expect, leaves the star hut into this left-hand rut, which is crumbling in front of our very, very eyes. There's a chopper just below you.
Oh, he pedaled that full corner there, full commitment.
Yeah, Wayman.
Like he need more speed.
So here is the top of this track, Cedric. Tell us about what we're looking at here.
Well, here, something you have to be careful is like, start to be really bumpy in the middle of the line, then you have to look like either to go lower on the line like you did or higher, because you want to carry that speed. And you know, when you hit those berm at high speed, it's just like big turbulence. And a double drop here, that's really important, but you want to save some energy as well. Don't give too much at the top, but don't cruise.
Lovely through that rock section from Wayman, hooked it up perfectly, just doubled across the left-hand side of it. He's 6/10 back at split one over that massive road gap.
And he did good. He was pushing us on the corner. We're going to do the replay. He launched the whole thing.
And then just turns the bike there.
You see the front suspension like moving, and you want to carry speed for that jump because it's quite big, and you want to clear it nicely to keep the speed. But this for me is one of the hardest corner because it's only one line and you're pitting it.
It's right in that shadow as well, you can see.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so bright, and you see that line, you see that? It's so hard, so much compression, and you don't want to hit the brakes there.
Through this big chute. Super, super fast, that section. We'll get a speed trap shortly. 6/10 of a second back for Wayman on that time of Falke.
Yes, pretty much he got a new line here in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
In the woods, in the rock garden, he went outside, and there's another line up there you can take as well. It's 3 lines, really, in the beginning, and they all end up in the same one at the end.
You always want to be over that rider's left, don't you, I guess, at the end of that. So, Wayman on his way here.
56.3 kilometers on the speed trap.
If you're just joining us, we've seen that up around 59. But he's 3/10 of a second.
Yeah, he's looking good on the high speed. Did a really good rock garden.
Is that line in the rock garden, maybe?
Maybe it's faster than the inside one. Maybe I was wrong on that line because I was thinking I was a safer and straight.
Don't do yourself down. Don't do yourself down. It's too early to know that for certain. Luke Wayman then enters the woods. This tricky turn in, super, super loose, really, really dark. Gets the bike straightened up and into that right-hand rock. And he's back now by half a second, so keeping us busy in the commentary booth with nothing else. Luke Wayman, can he find more time in this final split, though, and turn that light green again?
No, the option, it's only this last wood section. You have to release the brakes and attack the track.
Wayman then, still pedaling. Hangs left. Is it going to be good enough to go into the hot seat? Luke Wayman crosses the line in 3rd place, 1 second back.
Yeah, lost quite a bit of time in the last wood section.
Really, really good run that though.
Yeah. Always hard to leave the box, you know. Always hard when someone knock you out.
Pal Arinsal, with a face like a wet winter's day, leaves the hot seat. Hugo Marini, though, for Comensal, knock off by riding addiction. He will want to impress here. The factory team of Max Comensal.
Oh,
and he's 1.4 seconds faster, Marini.
1.4, 2.4 now in split 3.
2.4 seconds faster for Marini here. Well, if you were going to predict that he was going to go big anywhere this year, Pal Arinsal Andorra just meters away from the Comensal HQ would be a safe bet. He was 15th at the UCI World Champs in Fort William.
Almost 60 an hour. Oh, he's taking the chance.
Yep, this is the sort of riding we've come to expect from the pilots of Comensal. Muck off by riding addiction.
Oh, look at that. When the bike is sliding, he releases the brakes. It's awesome.
59.9 kilometers an hour. Whoa, the front end trying to spin him off the bike. Marini gets it gathered back together again.
Oh, nice line here on the inside. Definitely the fastest line in this last wood section.
Big straight line there. Marini now within sight of the finish line. Is Hugo Marini going to go into the destroys what's left of that left-hand corner? Marini goes fastest by 2.6 seconds in Pal Arinsal Andorra. What a run by Hugo Marini. The best we've seen him this year so far.
Did you see that last corner? Way in, and he just used the end of what is left of that corner already.
It was as if it was his tactic to blow the corner up so there was nothing left for everybody else. But Ryan Griffith, Pivot Factory Racing now. The Canadian leaves the Star Hump on that new prototype machine.
2.5 on the split, number 2.
And he's back on that time of Marini. Before that run of Marini, though, this would have been really, really good. But Marini has just readjusted what we're going to need to see here this afternoon.
Yeah, he definitely raised the game.
Sorry, I stand corrected. That is the older Pivot machine.
2.6 on split 3. 56.3 on the speed drop. A little bit lower speed.
Yeah, Marshy, former mechanic of Greg Menard now in the setup, working with these junior riders.
Way high there. This line is really hard to take. Like I said, the transition between really bright and dark in the woods, really hard to deal with it. Oh.
That left-hander looks like it's got deeper and deeper.
It's deep, and it's a big pocket, a big hole in there.
Griffith 3 seconds back at 4. Just picks the bike up and skims across there nicely, though.
It's interesting. It's 2 different lines at the entrance there.
Like Marini was so fast in this bottom section. Oh. Well, there it is. He had to take 2 bites of the cherry there. Griffith crosses the line 2.5 seconds back, so he didn't manage to stem the losses. The big Canadian.
Yeah, still a good ride, though.
Yeah,
really good ride. Solid all the way down.
Next up, Ponviana. The European champion, is he capable?
Yes, when you have that jersey, when you have that jersey on, you have to perform. There we go.
He's under 100th of a second in touch there with Marini.
Yeah, you're European. Oh, 60.7. That's it. That's it.
1.1 now. So, Ponvian.
Beautifully done there in that corner.
Oh, like an alpine skier across there.
Exactly. That's skiing right there.
Ponvian heads into the woods.
Inside line there. Oh, that's fast.
This is looking good for the Frenchman. The French are on a tear here in Pal Arinsal Andorra.
Oh, he's in a hurry. Frenchie's in a hurry.
Yep. Effectively a home run for Lol in 1.7 seconds now.
1.7 on split 4.
Ponvian, Nathan Ponvian is on the move here.
Come on, only this wood section now. It's tricky.
I was about to say, I think that time of Pyrenees will be hard to beat, but
nicely done there.
Ponvian is setting about proving me wrong already.
New lines. It's incredible.
Yeah, the young guns finding so much creativity here on the track. Ponvian goes into the hot seat by 2.6 seconds ahead of Marini.
Oh, that jersey, make him going fast.
Now it's a bike race. And we are into the top 5 now, your fastest 5 qualifiers, so expect to see that time move even more. This man then, Christian Hauser, won the first round in Lenzerheide earlier on the year. The Union, forged by Steel City Media Rider. It was his first ever UCI World Cup, and he took the win at it.
Incredible rider, and what a talent as well.
What can the Italian do? Well, he's in touch, he's not 0.9 back.
Look how fast it is section.
Wait for the speed drop on that. He's found 0.4 of a second between 1 and 2.
Inside line now for just before the rock garden, he went all in. Oh.
Hauser looks like he's on a run here in Andorra.
He's so active on the bike and he's taking the chance. That's what you have to do today in Pal Arinsal.
Let's see what the third split says and what that speed trap's going to say. 60.6 kilometers an hour now.
Oh.
He's working, it's working. It's all adding up for Hauser at the minute. He's just a tenth of a second back now.
And he looks fresh. He still looks really aggressive.
Across the off-piste, but this is where the work is going to have to be done in these lower woods.
You see the tire marks on his pants.
Yeah, the back wheel just buzzing the back of him.
Oh, really?
Both axles drifting away from underneath him across that off-camber.
And he's not scared.
Well, it's gone out away from him just a little bit by a tenth of a second, but Christian Hauser can still win this. He can still put this together, but he needs to push on here.
Oh, now it's full on. He have to keep pushing.
Hauser on that Santa Cruz V10.
Wow. So intense, so much compression.
Really tidy rider for such a big man. Turns left, then heads over the gap. Christian Hauser down the line, goes fastest by 0.2 of a second. Christian Hauser into the hot seat and within sight of his second UCI World Cup win of the season so far. 4 to go here.
Are we going to
Pal Arinsal, Andorra?
Are we going to crack the below 250?
This is
248, 249?
It feels like it.
It looks like it.
Give me Viardot then. The Frenchman leaves the start hut for K-Bike. Another all-action start. What the first split's going to say for him?
Incredible semi-final. Oh no, he's down. Oh no, he had such an incredible semi-final. Fucking me.
Massive crash for Viardot. And we're just hearing he was up at the splits as well.
Oh, and it's high speed there.
Well,
riding the Santa Cruz with boss suspension.
He was just inside by a couple hundredths of a second, I think, but he's back and underway again. I'll tell you what, not many places faster to crash a mountain bike this year, so good to see him back on the bike.
And too bad because he looked so good. Look, he was in the green. He looked so good during practice.
Just under a tenth of a second faster, Viardot.
Oh, what a shame. What a shame.
But Cedric, this is the learning ground.
I agree.
Well, let's head back up to the top then. Evan Metcalf.
Tall rider.
Yeah, another big
They look
junior.
like an elite.
Don't they?
So strong, like solid, like
super stylish across down Metcalf. Just the lower side of that line through that big
inside
left.
there, that was good. But like, it's already super fast there to take the inside. Look, the bike is working. You see when he brakes, it's squatting.
Tell you what, Cedric, if we do get a bit more rain this evening, this track will be in absolutely perfect conditions for the elites on Saturday.
You see the way you avoid that rock, you know? You take the first rock, avoid the other one.
He's 8 tenths faster at the first split, Metcalf.
And he looks so composed, so clean. I love this body position in the corners.
13 for the UCI World Champs in 4 when he just scrubs off that road gap like it's nothing to him.
Look at that. Like,
third place qualifier yesterday, Metcalf.
Not losing too much time in the air, like in contact right away to, you know, don't lose so much time. Double corner there, like you enter the corner.
Yeah, had a couple of bites at it. Let's see what the second split says then.
0.8 on the third split time. Is he going to be on the grid on split 2?
He's 1.6 into the green now for Evan Metcalf.
He's on the limit there. Oh, you like that's the outside I was telling you in the rock garden.
Absolutely trucking Metcalf. 1.6 seconds faster, nearly 1.7 at the second split for the American.
Oh, that's fast.
So Viardot crossed the line, we're just here in 20th position, so under 60 kilometers an hour for Metcalf. Will he pay for that? At split 3, no. Well, he has lost 6 tenths, but he's still a second out front. Evan Metcalf having the run of his season so far here.
Jump the full jump there, not doing a jump to manual.
Yeah, jumped that triple.
Oh!
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
He took the outer line. That's really hard, but so easy to lose the grip. He lost the back wheel a bit.
How much time has that lost him, though? It looked like he just caught the edge of the track there slightly, Metcalf.
Well, we know soon.
Yeah,
He lost
but
one
he's
second.
still within a tenth of a second of the lead of this bike race. Metcalf heads down
doable.
into the lower woods, still doable. Hangs to the right-hand side of that rock.
It's possible still.
Well,
Yeah, we can hear vamos, vamos.
yeah, the
nicely
Andorran
done.
crowd liking what they're seeing from Metcalf here as he heads down the left-hander. The gap jump, then it's the finish line. The final split, that corner threatens to spit him off. Metcalf holds on and crosses the line in third. 0.6 of a second back on Christian Hauser's hot seat time. Hauser leads the way in Pal Arinsal, Andorra.
Definitely lost some time on the last
Yeah.
corner. You see he made 2 corners in 1 corner. Why? Because they want to avoid that big hole there.
Then overall leader Bodie Kuhn then for Trek Factory Racing leaves the start hub. Second at the UCI World Championships in Fort William.
Oh, he's looking good.
Second
Oh,
qualified
he's fast.
yesterday. 0.3 of a second up here, the Canadian.
Whoa! It looked like he's barely keeping up with the bike. The bike is going so fast there.
A rider who can really, really get on a run. Currently leading the overall from Henry Kiefer, out injured with a broken wrist earlier on this weekend.
That's the line he just did. That's the first time I saw that.
He's
just entering the rock garden.
He's lost 0.3 of a second though, but for a rider with his speed, this is still really doable for Kuhn.
Oh, it's so fast. You see the bike land, just jump again, land, jump again. It's so quick. Things are coming so
He's
fast.
green again by 1/10 of a second this time for Kuhn. So had to fight it out there in the second, between the second and third split. But he's found some answers as he heads into the woods now. This is key for Bodie Kuhn.
You see, he just pre-jumped that big roller, that little roller before the wood section.
Really, really wants to extend his lead in the overall, Bodie.
Oh, looking good. And when it's technical and complicated, he's going for it. But he lost some time on split 4.
3/10 back now. He hooks it left.
Damage that corner even more.
Absolutely excavated. A couple of more kilograms of dirt out of that one. Bodie Kuhn now.
Oh, super. He's in the air all the time, jumping around. A little bit like Loris Verge.
If he wants to win this race, he's going to have to do it the hard way in the very final split. Bodie Kuhn scrubs off that final gap. Bodie Kuhn down the line.
4th place.
4th place. 0.8 of a second back off Hauser with just one rider left at the top. Kuhn frustrated. He knows that those are points off the table. 1 to go then, and it's this man, Ryan Pinkerton, leaves the start hut.
Can he do it today?
Arinsal, Andorra. Can the American do it?
Come on, Ryan.
It looked like he was a fast getaway from the start.
Oh,
He's
he's fast.
0.4 seconds faster at the first split. Ryan Pinkerton.
Oh, lost the front there in that corner. I tell you, that run was destroyed and really difficult to take in the shadow, really.
But as we saw in Val di Sole Trentino,
Oh, double that.
mid-race run mistakes mean nothing to Ryan Pinkerton, and he's still 0.4 to the good at the second split. Ryan Pinkerton now into the big rock section.
He's on the full send mode. For Ryan today.
Yep.
That rock garden was amazing.
So fast. A great rider to watch when he's on a race run. Ryan Pinkerton, you never know what you're going to get. He's hoping to get a win out of it today, though.
Oh, he's on the mission. 59.9 on speed trap.
Just under 60 kilometers an hour, 0.8 seconds now at the third split for Pinkerton. Hauser beginning to feel a bit nervous in the hot seat. This is it, your last rider on course in the junior men's race in Pal Arinsal, Andorra. Ryan Pinkerton.
Oh, nicely done. The exit speed is incredible here outside this wood section. He's looking good on the split 3.
Where's he going to go here, Cedric?
Oh, he's fast. 1 second.
1 second now for Ryan Pinkerton. Not as aggressive as Kuhn through there, but it might work for him.
No, it's composed. It's clean. That's what you want to see.
It's the cleanest race run we've seen from
Yes.
this absolutely huge talent so far this season. Trained by Brian Lopes, who'll be watching home.
Not in danger at all, and he still have a lot of energy.
Pinkerton turns left, over the gap, heads for the line. Ryan Pinkerton takes the win in Pal Arinsal, Andorra
yes.
for GT Factory Racing. And look what it means to the young American.
What a ride!
What a ride! run from Ryan Pinkerton. Finally he slots together the race run that we all know he was capable of. Ryan Pinkerton takes victory in Andorra. Cedric, last man at the top of the hill, takes the win.
Wow, and the town is going to shake tonight. It's insane. What a run and what a win for that young American. It's full of determination.
We've watched him all season long. We've known that this was within his capabilities, but it looked like he just rolled it back a click and was just able to put it together.
And he can perform on that speed.
Here we go then. Hauser second, Ponvian absolutely superb in third, Metcalf, Kuhn, Marini, Griffith, Falke, Abea, Wayman. That's your top 10.
What a ride for Ryan.
Platt, Hooter, Jewett, Castellanos, Liberal, Furlow, Mosel, Juvenal, Hemming, McLeod, Viardot, Lanyo, and Icorn DNF. Cedric frantically texting Brian Lopes beside me as we speak.
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Well, it's just a big deal. I mean, come on. It's a big win today.
That was a superb race run, top to bottom. Let's have a look at it. Talk us through this one.
Like way inside of that corner, and it's not easy because, you know, like sharper you get, you lose speed. Then you want to use the full corner, but it's bumpy now. Then he takes the chance everywhere, and he went for some lines, you know, like what not. We saw different line, but this line, that's what I was seeing in practice, way outside and cross over there, avoiding that stump and just let the bike work. And the exit there, that's the 2 rocks I was telling you, but not a problem for him. He just released the brake and just tapped it like they do in motocross on the whoop section. Perfectly done.
Definitely looked like that big, wide entry just allowed him to carry a lot
Ryan,
more
huge
speed.
Congratulations. Your first World Cup win. Just what does that mean to you?
Oh, it means so much. Like, I've been training so hard, and I've qualified first last two races before this, and at Worlds I crashed before my race. I couldn't even race, so happy finally put together a run to win, and definitely not the cleanest run, but so happy.
There was a little mistake at the top, but that didn't seem to phase you at all. You managed to keep your focus.
Yeah, that happened to me in qualifying too. But this time was a little worse, and then somewhere else on the track I did the same thing. I got the other way and unclipped, but just kept riding.
And what a comeback after coming 10th last season.
Yeah, thank you. It was a really good run.
Go celebrate. Thank you. Cheers.
So good.
So good to see.
So stoked. It's amazing, you know, the happiness. And look at that slow-mo. Look at the suspension works from Fox and the bike working. Look, the back wheel shaking. Look at his body language. He's already on the next corner.
The amount of energy going through that bike.
And there, so hard to carry speed and not a problem for him. Not even a crank, nothing. He just carries speed. He was like super smooth in the corner.
Here's the overall then. Pinkerton moves himself to within 32 points in of Bodie Kuhn's overall lead. Hauser's in third. Then Kiefer missing in action from this one. Abea, Marini, Hooter, Pelletier, Metcalf and Jewett are the top 10 in the overall, but yeah, Pinkerton is hauling Bodie Kuhn back in at the front. Castellanos Liberal's 11th, Lanyo's 12th, Pontvian is 13th, Viardot 14th, Falke 15th. Falke was superb today actually. Don Platt, Ryan Griffith, Dylan Marino. Some big performances in there.
Yes.
We knew we were going to get a good one today, and it delivered.
I wasn't expecting that speed, and I mean, so quick too. Like the track, it's just like rolling faster and faster.
Well, more mountain bike racing to come today for you with a cross-country short track. Elite races from 5:30 Central European time. Then tomorrow, Saturday, all about downhill, semis and finals for the elites. And Sunday, cross-country Olympic first, the under-23s, and then the elites off at 1 o'clock. Busy weekend.
Yeah, a big weekend, huh?
Yeah, I know. I'm fitting my way back into this one a wee bit.
Big
but
weekend for you.
if they're all as